fucking hate that name. Infogrames? What the fuck? Why didn't they call it Info Games? Maybe they thought it would be like an educational deal. English. I can barely read. That's the theme. Chiptune theme. Agent organizer. The fuck? Calculator? What is this shit? Okay. Turn that shit off. Receive transmission. Secret files. Whoa. Address plugged in. It's off Ethan's bitches. Alright, get out of here. Start the fucking game. Yeah, we're playing the impossible mission. Farce. So yeah, this is the last game I gotta play for my little Mission Impossible wish. Yeah, I heard this game is kind of like Resident Evil Gaiden, which I really want to play some. Maybe next year before the Resident Evil comes out. Next year's Steam will be ready. The bees, yes. There's also a Game Boy Advance Mission Impossible, but it has the same name, Operation. Oh yeah, I didn't, the only thing I didn't do, like I reviewed the movies, but I didn't really rank them. So yeah, I would say dead last has gotta be fucking Fallout. Another Henry Cavill bomb. Misuse. Ghost Protocol after that. That was boring as fuck. Is that my phone on? Whoa, is that Ninja Star? Oh, you can run. Signature Tom Cruise running. And then I put... What the fuck? I'm already dead. Yeah, it punched the shit out of me. And then I would put, I guess Dead Reckoning 2. It's kind of slow paced. It's got some good stuff. And then Dead Reckoning 1. It's a little bit better. So that's what, 4 of them? And then... I guess the only tricky part is like whether you like Mission Impossible 3 or 2 better. I think 3 is probably overall a better movie than 2. But I would say 2 because of the second half and Mission Impossible 3, and then the top two, fucking Rogue Nation, and the first one. Yeah, like I said, I'm curious if they'll actually stick to not making it anymore. It doesn't seem like it with the way it ended. Oh, oh, they're not supposed to kill anybody in this movie. Pretty good animation in it. Alright, so I just watched all the last three Mission Impossible movies, and I started recording, and I don't know, I fucked it up, so I like had other audio playing while I was talking. So I don't know. I don't really fucking care about going back and starting over, but I'll just say that yeah, Fallout sucked. They tried to add in Henry Cavill to like spice things up. The only thing they got out of it was like the meme of him cocking his arms and shit. It turns out to be like the real bad guy of the movie. But I mean, overall, it's like pretty boring. There's not much like really thought out action sequences, except for maybe the ending where they have like a little helicopter chase through the mountain, which reminded me of a cliffhanger. And yet again, he has to see his fucking ex-wife. Ethan has to see her with, this time she's fucking Wes Bentley. Oh yeah, and Vanessa Kirby's in it. She's playing like Max's like daughter or whatever the fuck, and her granddaughter. But she does a pretty good job of like, I mean, in the last movie she's kind of like just doing an impression of Max or whatever, but it's a little more subtle in the Fallout, I think. But it's she's not too bad, I guess. But I don't think she'd be a fucking good Sue Storm. Yeah, they try to do one joke with Henry Cavill where he like, they have to do this like skydive thing and he fucks it up and loses his oxygen, so Tom Cruise has to like give him his. And then he wakes up right when they're supposed to land, and he like has like a perfect landing, and Tom Cruise is on the ground, and he looks at him and he's like, oh, you lost your oxygen. Like he does that kind of like aloof acting that he does in a lot of movies. But yeah, it leads to like one of the only good action sequences in the movie where they fight this like martial arts hitman guy, and they incapacitate him, but all these gay French dudes fucking come into the bathroom, so they have to hide in the stall. And they like go over there and start like hitting the fucking stall and trying to get him to come out. And oh yeah, because they're trying to like use the face machine on the hitman guy. And it's funny because after they leave, Tom Cruise looks at him and he wakes up and he's like, oh shit, and he fucking punches Tom in the gut. And that's when Henry does the arm cock. And they have that little fight sequence, which is okay. It's probably some of the best like hand-to-hand fighting in the series since the second one. But yeah, Dead Reckoning, I think like having AI as the villain, like I see where they were going, like it's kind of timely, but like it doesn't really fuck with him enough to like feel like a major threat. Like at one point Ethan's trying to like save Ilsa, and like Benji's on the comms telling him where to go, and the AI like hacks it and like, you know, gives him wrong directions and shit. So that was like one of the few examples I could think of. But yeah, Dead Reckoning has a lot of callbacks to the first one, which in the moment can kind of feel like grown up, but I mean, you know, it's fan service, so like I guess I appreciate that. Especially in the last one, they kind of like tie it more into the first movie also. Yeah, and then the AI has like, I don't know how they really explain it. He's just like, he's the harbinger of the AI, S.I. Morales, who I always love from La Bamba. He played Bob, Richie's brother. he find at one point in the movie he finds in that movie La Bamba he finds like fucking old like animation cells from like bootleg characters like fake Woody Woodpecker and shit. He's like, whoa, look at these drawings, man. They got got Woody Woodpecker, Buzz Buzzer. But his mom like just thinks he's a fuck up all the time. Anyway, the only reason I can think they casted him in this movie is because he has like an interesting voice, and he's like, I guess you could say it might be a DEI thing. Speaking of that, they got fucking DEI President Angela Bassett in this one too, which was pretty cringy. And Carrie Elways, I guess he takes her job as like the CIA director. And they have a funny scene where like they're explaining to him what the IMF is and how ridiculous it sounds. Oh, and Kittredge is there, which is cool. I'm glad he's in the movie. And Tom Cruise comes in with a fake mask and throws these fucking gas bombs to like knock everyone out. And they kind of recreate the scene with him and Kittredge in the restaurant. They have like the Dutch tilts when they sit in front of each other. Kittredge is like, I understand you're very upset. So that was cool. And yeah, it basically has to find Ilsa Faust because she has one of these fucking pieces of the key that they need. The key MacGuffin to like kill the AI. And it's cool because like Kittredge sent like bounty hunters to find her, so that's how he's gonna find her. And she's like out in the desert and shit. And but Ethan's a fucking dumbass because he's like tailing these two guys on camels and shit. He's like right behind them. He's like peeking over a hill and they turn around and see him right away. And so they have to chase him and Ilsa sees it and she gets her sniper rifle and shit. And it's cool because she has like an eye patch. It reminded me of Metal Gear 5. She's like a combination of Quiet and Venom Snake. It was pretty cool. You're supposed to think that she dies at the end of the scene, but she actually gets away and comes back later, and then she dies in that scene like I was talking about earlier. And so yeah, he basically has one part of the key, and he's like, I guess they're going to like buy the other part of the key or something or whatever. They're in this like airport terminal or whatever, and that's where Luther and Benji are helping him, and they bring up how he's called Phineas Freak. They bring that up multiple times. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of callbacks to the first one. But anyway, and he runs into fucking Haley Atwell, who they brought in. So I thought she was a pretty good choice. She's like another reclamation project that they did. But yeah, she's pretty hot. She's good as like Ethan's new chick. I think they couldn't have him with Ilsa because she's too in the life, you know. But Haley Atwell's she's like a professional thief or whatever, and she steals the fucking key from Ethan. But yeah, they try to do this thing where like there's like a bomb in the terminal, and like it's controlled by the AI, and so Simon Pegg has to like answer all these questions to like stop the bomb from going off, which was kind of interesting. Oh yeah, and so Kittredge has like these two little like lackeys that are like tailing Ethan. One of them's Shea Wiggum, who's pretty good, and then like generic black guy who like he ends up surviving to the end and basically like being a new member of the team, but he has especially in the last movie, he hardly says anything. He has no character, so he's definitely just like an insert, you know. But yeah, they have another little chase sequence where Tom Cruise is trying to catch up to Haley Atwell. But it's funny because like they get handcuffed at one point by Wiggum and them, and so it kind of fucks with how they're trying to like escape. So it's not like a cool or like smooth chase scene like the good one from Rogue Nation. It's more of a like kind of Jackie Chan thing where like there's a lot of shots of them like in the car like hitting shit for real, which is pretty good. And she's like driving and like bumping into shit. At one point, like the fucking the doors fly off of the car. But so what's funny though is at one point Ethan has to get like a safe car, and he has like a little app that like tells him where to go to find one. And like he goes over to all these like cool looking sports cars that you think he's gonna get into, and then it's like this little yellow tiny car or whatever the fuck. And they get in, and like since they're handcuffed, they have to like cross arms or whatever, which is already making it like fucked up. But like there's like these like 4 buttons or whatever the fuck on the console of the car, and he's like pressing it, and you know they kind of do the typical like windshield wiper thing or whatever. It's like I was like, oh, that's kind of a standard joke, but like they have this funny moment where the movie slows down. I actually liked it, and Haley Atwell's like looking at him, and she's just like, "Are you okay?" Because he's like crashing out, just like he's having like that "I'm too old for this shit" moment, because like it's just a fucking knob. You know, there's all these random buttons, and it's not working right, and he's trying to start the car. And he's just like, oh, fuck this. You know? I thought that was a really funny moment. And then he finally starts it, and they try and escape in the little car. Oh, yeah, and also I forgot, S.I. Morales has a hitman who's fucking Palm Clementine from Guardians of the Galaxy. She's actually pretty good. She doesn't really... She's good because she can like blend into like an ensemble and not have to say much, and she has like a unique look, and you know she kills people, so I thought it was a fine character. She also is like by the end of it part of the team also. But yeah, like I said, they kind of have like another nightclub scene where they have to meet with fake ass Sue Storm. And like I said, she's full on doing like the Max impression, like copying her like cadence and shit. But like the music's really good, and it's like a well written, pretty good like tense scene. And that's when you see in the trailer where like all the screens have like the fucking Windows visualizer, music visualizer, whatever. And he sees that it's the AI. But like, it would have been cool, like, it should have like turned into a face or something and like talked to Ethan, or it's just this like thing, it's not really it doesn't make a good threat for the movie really, because it doesn't talk, it's just AI. But yeah, that kind of leads to the scene where they're chasing Lane, and not Lane, fucking, what is his character? I forget S.I. Morales' character, but he's like the straight. I don't know what the fuck he is, but he has to like he wants Ethan to choose between Ilsa Faust and the other chick. Like he had to choose all those years ago. I don't know. I don't even remember if they even explain what exactly happened. But you see these flashbacks with like Tom in like this bad wig and trying to look like younger Tom Cruise, and like he's like holding this chick, and like S.I. Morales is there looking at him like, haha, I got you, or whatever the fuck. Like I said, I don't really think tying it to his past really did anything for the story. But yeah, but it's cool because like when he's trying to find Ethan's trying to find him. There's like these little narrow like alleys. I guess it's like Italy or something. And he has like a little fight with Palm Clemente in like this little narrow alley, which is pretty cool. And then yeah, he's like too late to save. Well, because Haley Atwell's getting her ass kicked, and then Ilsa Faust comes in and tries to save her, but he's too late to save her because she fucking gets stabbed. But yeah, basically they set up their final and possible mission, where it's like it's all this shit that's in the trailer where they're on the train and they have like that no gravity part where the train's falling. And that reminded me of The Lost World because I've been watching Jurassic Park stuff lately. Because like the train is like hanging down and they have to like climb up to like not fall off and shit. But yeah, the whole train sequence, a lot of that was like callbacks to the first movie too. But yeah, it's okay. Like, you know, pretty much he just basically ends up with the keys, and that sets up for the part 2. And like I said, this one's alright. I think it's better than the second one. Even though the second one, next one has some okay stuff. But I think the issue is like the pacing. I like that they're kind of different, but the pacing of this one is like very like non-stop, you know, and there's a fair amount of action. And the Dead Reckoning Part 2 is like just a lot slower pretty much the whole way. So I feel like if they could have somehow reversed the 2 movies in tone, it would have felt more satisfying as an overall experience. So yeah, Dead Reckoning 2 basically starts with like a clip show, like the last episode of a season finale or whatever, series finale. And it's fucking Angela Bassett wants Ethan to come back and turn in the key and shit. And they basically like try and catch S.I. Morales. Gabriel is his name. I just saw it. Because I was watching the bootleg. And yeah, they fuck up trying to catch him, so they get captured. And he basically explains like the plot of the movie, like he needs Ethan to find the submarine. Oh yeah, because at the beginning of the last movie, the submarine exploded because of the AI, like fucked their shit up or whatever. And so he needs to like go down into the ocean and find the submarine that has the AI's like original source code. So Gabriel can like control it, I guess, or whatever. And they try and tie it into Mission Impossible 3, where like when he stole the rabbit's foot, even though in that movie it was like, of course it was like a biological weapon or whatever, but they try and like retcon it to like say it wasn't that, it was the original like code for the AI or some shit. So I was like, I don't know, whatever. Was that really necessary to tie it into that? And then he has like a cool little sequence where, oh yeah, well they try and throw like some emotion because like after he gets captured, like they get away, but fucking Luther is still captured. He's like stuck and he has to like defuse this bomb and shit. So they have like a nice little emotional moment where they have to say goodbye to each other. And then Ethan has to like actually like go into this little like hyperbaric chamber or whatever. He puts these goggles on so he can like talk to the AI actually and shit. And it like tells him what he wants. It kind of reminded me of like a sequence from like a 90s movie where he like, you know, I don't know, I guess the way it was shot, like the goggles and shit, and then like, you know, in the 90s they'd have like these like really crude like VR sequences, like Lawnmower Man or some shit like that. It kind of reminded me of like those kind of movies. But yeah, basically it's pretty much just Skynet. It wants to like control all the world's nukes and destroy the whole world pretty much. And then yeah, basically Ethan gets captured by the U.S. government guys, and he has this weird scene with Shea Wiggum where they reveal that Wiggum is actually Jim Phelps' son, fucking John Voight's son, which it has nothing to do with the movie. It doesn't add anything to the movie, so it's like, why did they even do that? Like, I guess the fan service in the first movie, like, I thought that was like pretty obvious, but it you know, it's pretty subtle compared to like the quote unquote fan service in this movie. See, I'm not sure why they had to do that. But he basically has to go back and convince Angela Bassett to like help him on his mission and put him on a fucking battleship or whatever. And he's got like these other like, because Carrie always dies in the last one, so there's new like government cronies or whatever. And one of them's who's that guy named Offerman or whatever. He's like the general guy. And then there's this other like meathead white dude that's in a bunch of movies. But the one chick, I've been watching Mobland, and in that show, like Tom Hardy like has this like chick that like he calls up when he's like super desperate, and she like makes things happen for him. And but you like never know, you don't know what she does yet because it's only the first season. But you know, she's like, I remember when I was watching the show, I was like, damn dude, she's fucking thick. There's like one scene of her like because they always show her like kind of shot from behind or like in her big house or whatever. But there's a shot of her like a full body shot from behind of her like kind of sitting down at her table or whatever. And I was like, damn dude, she's got a big ass. But like, I guess in that show, or I don't know, maybe in real life, she's supposed to be like a lesbian. I don't know. But she's pretty hot. But anyway, yeah, she's one of the government people, along with Kittredge in the scene. But yeah, like I said, he basically just has to convinces her that he can stop the nukes from going off if they help him. And then yeah, so basically while that's going on, the other part of the team, they need to like find the actual coordinates of where the submarine is. And they end up going to this like little island on Alaska or whatever, because there's like a radio outpost or whatever. And fucking the dude from the first movie, William Donglo, comes out. And it was crazy because I didn't know he was in the movie. And like when you first see him, like he has this like beard now and his face is saggier, but it's like, oh dude, hey, that's that guy. That was cool. And he's actually like, he's really the heart of the movie and like one of the best parts of the movie, because like he's moved out there and you know, he's been fucked with by the government since he got shipped out there. And he's married to like this Eskimo woman or Inuit woman or whatever the fuck, which is cool. And but yeah, like I say, he's kind of the heart of the movie because like obviously they all get into a situation where they're gonna die. And I thought he was just gonna be in that little sequence, but he actually ends up like tagging along for the rest of the movie. And you know, he has a really good job of like portraying how he loves his wife or whatever. And there's a cool scene with him and Ethan where they finally meet. He's like, oh, you're the guy. And Tom Cruise is like, you know, yeah, that really set my career off or whatever, but I'm sure like really fucked with your life or whatever. And he tells him like, no man, you know, if you'd never done that, I wouldn't have met my wife and I wouldn't have been, or he's like, you know, I would have thought that I was happy if I stayed there, but you know, he's like, it was all for the best, you know. And so I thought that was a cool scene. And he still has the knife, Krieger's knife, and he gives it to Ethan, or he gives it to whoever. I don't know. They use it later to save Benji's life, but. But yeah, he's basically like they get held up by like some Russians or whatever the fuck, because they want the coordinates to the submarine too, and they have like a little shootout fight sequence in there, and the house ends up burning down and shit. But yeah, Palm Clemente was pretty good. She gets to do some shooting. And the fucking black guy's there, and he has like a point blank shot to like try and kill them as they're escaping. He fucking misses. Like, what the fuck, dude? You're worthless in this movie. And then yeah, Ethan ends up getting on that battleship, and he jumps off, and he gets saved by the submarine that he's trying to get to. And they have like a nice little crew. Like the captain or whatever, he looks like he should like play Jax in fucking Mortal Kombat movie, the dude with the mustache. And there's like the hot like lesbian soldier in there. I forget where I've seen her, but I've seen her in a couple movies. She's kind of like the Vasquez from Aliens type character. But yeah, eventually at one point, like, one of the guys in the submarine, like, once he finds out that Ethan's close to doing his mission, he like tries to assassinate him, and they have like a cool little fight in like the shower or whatever. And like at one point, Ethan like pulls down this pipe, and all this smoke is like flying around. That was a cool little fight scene. I think the lesbian saves his life or whatever. She hits him with a fire extinguisher. And yeah, the sequence of him actually going in and diving, it looks cool, like, because he's going into the old crash submarine to find the pod cove or whatever the fuck, the source code. And it's like a really long, slow sequence of him like swimming through these, through the wreckage. And it's like, it's pretty atmospheric, and like, oh yeah, I hadn't talked about the score in both of these movies. I forgot. Like, I can't think of a movie where like, yeah, certain movies have like songs that kind of like stick out or whatever. But like, I can't think of a movie right now where like the score like really just like overtook the audio and like really takes you out of the movie, and is like super loud. Especially in the first movie, it's just like constant. It's really annoying. In this one, it doesn't like take over the scenes that bad. But like, yeah, like I said, the sequence of him swimming through, it's like they didn't know how to make it. It's like they wanted it to like kind of be scary almost, but like, because there's like dead bodies or whatever. But it just goes on forever. The movie's way too long already. I don't even talk about that. It's like over like 240 is what the bootleg is at. 241 minutes. So, 2 hours and 41 minutes. So that's like insane. And it just goes on forever. But yeah, then eventually he finds the shit, and he like is frozen, and he's waiting for the team to catch up to him. And Haley Atwell, it was like Lord of the Rings or some shit. She swims out and like gives him oxygen by like kissing him or whatever. And then yeah, they have a scene where like Haley Atwell's like playing with Ethan, and she's telling him, "You're the chosen one. You have to fucking keep the AI and do right by it," or whatever the fuck. So basically, he has to go, or they all have to meet up, because like he wants Gabriel to have the the podco, wherever the fuck, I don't know. It's all convoluted bullshit. But he's basically chasing him, and that's where they have that sequence in the trailers where he's flying off the plane and shit. And the other team has to like it has to be there to like trap the AI whenever Ethan does whatever the fuck he's supposed to do. And they all like meet up. There's a funny part where like Kittredge, like they want this deal to go down with Gabriel, but like then the government guys come in and fuck everything up. And Kittredge is there and he runs into Donlo. He's like, "Hey, don't I know you?" You should have been like, "Hey, didn't I fire your ass or whatever the fuck?" And then yeah, they have like a shootout, and at one point Benji gets shot. And it's kind of one of the only sequences Simon Pegg gets to like do some good acting. Like he does a good job of like dying, and he's like, "Oh, my blood pressure is falling, so I might like fucking pass out." And he's like having to give Haley Atwell these directions on how to like trap the AI when it gets there. And he like falls asleep before he's like, "Don't cut the wires or the red wires or whatever the fuck." And she's like freaking out. I thought that was pretty funny. And then yeah, so like even though Gabriel's not like the most memorable of villains, he has like a really funny death. A pretty awesome death scene. Or like so Ethan's like hanging off of his plane trying to catch him, and they end up like flipping upside down, and like the engine's like turning off and shit. And Gabriel's like falling out of the plane, but he's like, you know, "Good luck, Ethan. I'm the only one with a fucking parachute." And he lets out this like ha ha ha, like this laugh or whatever. And then he like lets go of the seatbelt, and so he thinks he's just gonna fly off and use his parachute. But then like his legs like hit in between the fucking fin of the plane, and then the momentum like pushes him forward, and it like impales his head on the fucking the fin also, and like splits his head in half. And Tom Cruise has a funny reaction to it, but I thought that was pretty cool. He at least got a satisfying death. Although it doesn't even feel that just like, did he really deserve all that? Was he that bad? But yeah, it was pretty good. But then yeah, so Tom Cruise basically gets the fucking little podcola thing. I don't know what he does to it to like transmit the signal or whatever the fuck, but he does something. He's like falling out of the plane and shit. And he's in the clouds. And then it cuts to like Haley Atwell waiting for him to like do his bullshit. And then it had to be her because she's like a professional thief, and like whenever the AI gets caught in the little gem or whatever the fuck, the little disk drive, it's like a super like USB stick that Luther created or whatever. And but once it's in there, you only have like half a second to like pull it off. So like, I guess because she's a master thief, she can like it has to be her to like do it really fast or whatever the fuck. So that's pretty much what happens. They capture the AI, and it's like in this little glow. It like glows and shit to make it more dramatic. But yeah, so he basically saves the day, and all the nukes get shut down. And the government guys catch up to Ethan, and he fucking shakes Shea Wiggum's hand. So I guess they're like homies now. And then like the ending, like I thought it was kind of disappointing because like it doesn't really feel very definitive. Like all the new team now, they all fucking meet up in the middle of the city, and they all just look at each other. And you hear like the theme like kind of slowly, like the Mission Impossible theme slowly coming in. And then it kind of swells, and they all like go their separate ways. Oh, but what's her face? Haley Atwell gives Ethan the AI shit. So he's like the keeper of it. So I don't know if they're gonna stick to like not doing any more movies, but like I guess it makes sense that the character would be retiring right away. But like I thought they were kind of trying to like I thought Benji's arc was kind of supposed to be like he becomes the new leader or whatever, because I thought they were kind of hinting at that earlier. But no, really, it's still Ethan. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I feel like the formula is a little played out at this point, so I'm not sure like where else they could go with it. But you know, they're all relatively decent movies, even the worst ones. So if they actually had a good idea or something interesting, I would definitely want to watch another one. But yeah, pretty good series. Like I said, started in the heyday, so I got nostalgia for the first one and for the series in general. So yeah, good shit, Tom. Alright, I already know that bullshit. This game is kind of cool. It's got some good music, sort of.